Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Back Nostalgia. And in this episode we are looking at Tales of the Tooth Fairies. So Tales of the Tooth Fairies is a pretty interesting show. It was broadcast in 1993 and only lasted for one season, so it's another short-lived television show. So Tales of the Tooth Fairies, as you might go from the title of the show in particular, it follows like two fairies. The tales of tooth fairies, like the adventure of tooth fairies collecting children's teeth, and going through a couple of scrapes here on the way or on the way back delivering teeth. The main difference is the main sort of twist in it is it's not to do with fairies. It's actually to do with mice. Yeah, this is a funny little concept, a funny little thing. It's fairies, like you usually associate with tooth fairies. With a tooth fairy, you get two mice. Getting your teeth and getting a little prize for you or something. Instead of like a coin or something or money, it's like a little whatever, like a little whistle or something, or I don't know really, just a few things that they're given, that they're told to give to this child. Okay. First things first. This is actually I would say it's a French, German, UK show, if you know what I mean. Apparently, for what I've looked at, what I've researched at, apparently it's a European corporation. I think the artists themselves are French and German, I believe, and you've got the voice cast, which is sort of mainly English on here. There's some pretty normal voice actors on here, because you've got Nigel Planer, of course, Nigel Planer from alternative comedian. You have also let me rephrase that, Penelope Keith, who remembers To the Man Are Born. Yep, she's in it as well. She plays the main queen of the mice. You've also got two other people, the two main characters, which are Giselle and Martin. Two mice. Giselle and Martin. What names? Also, we have a main antagonist, which is, funny enough, is called Roland Rat. Or is it Ronald Rat? I think it's Ronald Rat. I keep thinking it's Roland Rat. No, I think it's Ronald Rat, really. And descendant of Roland Rat. Who's the main antagonist, who's like a vicious black rat who's interested in taking the prizes, also maybe taking children's teeth, who knows. Obviously, the stories themselves are pretty interesting. They're very magical, set at night, when children are sleeping. Just involves Giselle and Martin going around and just delivering the present. Not the presents, not Christmas. No, the little gifts so you can hand, so the children can find underneath the pillow. If you do that, it's always an interesting thing with if losing teeth in a game for the tooth fairy, because you always put your teeth into your bed and then you get a pillow. Well, I don't know how that works, but I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm not going to destroy people's childhoods or anything like that. Or anything like that, if any kids are watching. So I'd rather not say anything very too deeply and sort of like put you off of the magic, if you know what I mean. But if you ever knew it, okay. Yeah, so it's like that. You think it sort of brings the idea, like, instead of, I would say, a coin, you might get something different. Very much. And if I'm going off topic right now, I don't know. So this only lasted for one season. Interesting enough. I don't know why, but so the animation wise is pretty good. It's drawn animation again, and the voices are really good. Like I mentioned, Nigel Planer and Penelope Keith in it. You've also got like this young boy, this young Welsh boy voicing Martin. You have some youthful. They're quite youthful there. Just on Martin, like they're quite. The voice actors are quite young, so it gives that sort of like sort of dynamic, I think, very much, and I think sure it pretty works. It has a bit of that Tom and Jerry type of vibe to it as well, because the mice are shorter. They are very small. They are mice after all, and there's a bit of that Tom and Jerry cartoonish type of style, a little bit of sort of references to it, I think. Probably if you watch the show, you might understand. And obviously, as I've looked up, there's only 2 VHS releases of this show, and I don't think there's no DVD releases of this as well. So VHS, I think, well, you can watch it on YouTube. Well, you can watch on YouTube anyway. So, you know, YouTube's full of everything, you know, all this, everything else on YouTube, it's endless. It's an endless level of interest. That's what it is. So yeah. So, for whatever reason, I probably didn't get into Teletubbies until I researched this, when I researched it for college. And I just saw pictures of it, I never really watched it. Probably until when I did was researching these shows for this particular video series. I watched it and I thought, it's actually interesting. The animation style's good. It's it's the magical type of feel, and also takes a spin on a myth, on a children's myth, very much, but do it a bit differently as well. And I thought, that is actually quite good, because it's never really done before. I mean, yeah, fantasy islands like fairies and stuff, you know, you've done that many times. However, replacing the fairies very much, and replacing with sort of like something we know that we're scared of, or lurks in our house or something, you know, I think, oh, it eats cheese. I think it works nicely, it does. And the voice actors themselves do bring the characters to life. The animation is really good. And yeah, and this does the job nicely. And that's it. That's it now. Thank you for watching. I've been talking about the Tales of the Tooth Fairies from Miss 3. And I will see you for the next video. Thank you.